Hello guys of United Rock Nations. Today we are with the band CONAN for the show in Toulouse tonight. So how are you guys?
Good, thanks.
Good?
Yeah,
very good. Okay.
Happy
to be here?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. Or is alright the music for tonight in the...
Yeah, I don't think they've had many shows on of this type in this venue, so they were worried about the PA a little bit, but it sounds great.
Sounded really good in there.
Soundtrack
sounded good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So my first question is about the band name. I want to know why Conan. Is it because of the barbarian? Maybe?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's unavoidable really, the link there, but it could have been any other number of characters from that era of movie making and stories. But when the song started to take shape back in 2006, they were pretty simple, and the lyrical themes were more to do with very simple computer game or warfare and old movies and just little interesting things like that. But we probably wrote more about Clash of the Titans than we did about Conan back then. But when we decided to seek a proper name for the band, Conan just seemed like a really obvious choice for us, because Conan himself is kind of deadly but lumbering, and he's not the fastest of fighters and stuff like that, and we just thought that would work well with the music.
Okay. So when you formed the band, what was your influences to make this kind of music? The influences artistic music and other bands maybe.
Okay. At the very beginning, the sort of bands that were influences would have been Slamatics from Ireland, High on Fire, lots of different heavy metal bands that I was listening to at the time. A lot of people drew parallels between us and the Melvins back then. I think our sound is slightly different to theirs now, but I think we were similar to them in some ways back at the very beginning. Sort of lyrically and thematically, we were more about just sword and sorcery movies and fantasy movies and mythology.
Okay.
And that kind of lent itself to the type of music we were playing at the time. Very, very simple music, but just trying to be kind of heavy with it. I mean, I was never the greatest of musicians, so the aim was to try and make the most of what I could do, and that was just to play simple riffs.
About your artistic process when you make sound, when you make an album, how do you do to create, to work together? It's only you. What's the process?
Well, Chris is our producer, so I think maybe Chris could answer that one.
We just sort of, for this album, this is the first album that Rich and I played on. We just went about just getting together, essentially focusing on a track at a time. We'd go into the studio with nothing, just set up, and then just make a lot of noise. And then if it sounded good, it stuck. If it was crap, we binned it and moved on. And we just worked on a song like that over a period of days. And then we were able to record it in the studio, a demo. And then we'd sort of listen back to it over the next weeks and whatever, and then trim it a bit, edit it, and then we did that for the whole album. We recorded it at the studio that John and I run together, which is called Scram Studio in North West of England. And yeah, that's how we did it.
Okay.
It was recorded relatively quickly.
Okay. I've got a question between the lyrics and the music, because your songs are long. More than 10 minutes. The music is very, very important, very density of the music. So what is the importance between the lyrics and the music when you compose, when you make a track?
They are linked, and often one will influence the other, and sometimes a couple of words together that we pick up from a book or a movie, a movie scene can often create like an image in the mind that you can write some riffs just based off that, you know, like a couple of notes here and there might sound cool, and you might like imagine how like saying certain words with a certain amount of syllables over that might sound, and that will sometimes then will influence, you know, the beats, the beat of the music and the rhythm within it. So yeah, the lyrics and the music are, I wouldn't say all of the songs are written in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the songs do actually just start out with a couple of lines, you know, a couple of words from a book. And in the past I've written music, I've written songs lyrically before even the music was written, like Hawker's Weapon. The lyrics for that were written when I was flying home from Spain one time, and in my mind I just had this idea of like a lyrical concept, if you like, and the music for that followed a little bit later on. You know, I had like a riff, but I didn't have the whole song, and I wrote all the lyrics for that song just based upon just this one riff that existed at that point. So yeah, they kind of like they feed from each other away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've got a question about the last album, Revengeance. You chose Swan of Fire to promote this album. So I want to know why this song, why this choice?
What do you think?
Well, I guess it had, you know, some slightly fast bits in it, but also very much the Conan sound, the simple, just very basic, like but heavy. Also, the other songs were kind of too long to do a video for, really, weren't they?
Yeah. It's kind of catchy too, that song as well. It draws you in quickly. The lyrics happen early on in the song, so I think you get a flavour for the whole thing quite soon.
It right at the end as well, and you know, Chris then eventually just said, I think we should lead the album with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Put it first. So
it was composed very quickly. Just seemed to come together really fast. We sort of had an idea, we wanted to do a song with a sort of certain style, and then we basically sort of sitting in the control room of the studio, I mean, you should do a song, you know, blah blah blah. So we just got up, went into the live room, and John picked up his guitar and just went, how about, and then just started playing the guitar, and that was the first riff in it. And then we wrote the whole song, like, we'd had the bones of it done in probably about half an hour really, and then tweaked it after that, obviously, but we
wanted to play something a bit like Nirvana, and that riff came out and the song wrote itself.
Quickly,
like say.
And we I think we were very excited about it when it came together, and we've been opening the set with it on the last few tours, and it was good. Gets the message across pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are on tour since 3 weeks.
Almost.
Beginning of March.
I think this is I think it might be our 10th show, maybe 11th show. We got like another 7 left.
So could you tell me what's going on? What's going? Yes. How this tour going out? Going out.
Yeah. It's okay.
Sorry for my.
That's okay.
From my bad English.
That's okay.
It's going very well. Yes, it's been going. It's been going good.
Yes, we do other band.
We get on with the band, having a really good laugh.
Okay.
We were good friends originally with Hark before then. Rich is from
same towns,
those guys.
And I've known quite well.
And I've known them all for a long, long time. And John has as well. So we were already looking forward to being with those guys. But we'd not obviously. Well, we knew Mona. Because she works for does our press for our label as well. But we hadn't met any of the other guys, or Downfall guys. But we've all been getting on really well and having a good laugh. Yesterday we were in Downwell Beach in Barcelona.
Yep, drinking sangria.
Sangria, on the beach in the sun.
For the sound check.
Splashing in the sea and everything. It's good. So it's been good. The show's been good. The crowd's been good.
Okay, thank you.
It's our first time on a tour bus. Usually we drive ourselves in our van, but this time we're in a tour bus, so it's taken on a whole new flavour really, this tour, because we get to relax a lot more than normal.
Okay.
but less tired than normal, and I think that's definitely helped with our performances on stage.
Yeah.
Have more energy, more stamina, you know. And I think collectively we've put on a really good show, and that goes for all 4 bands. It's been a good mix of styles. You know, you wouldn't say that Conan sounded like any other 3 bands on the bill, and the same goes for them as well. It's right in it.
Yeah.
We're all
There's a lot of different flavours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cans of metal. It's cool.
So good tour.
Yeah.
I've got a last question about music. Revengeance out last year in January. So is today do you work on another material now, maybe for 1 year or 2 years and 3 years, I don't know. So could you tell me more maybe about that?
The answer is yes, we will be soon.
Okay.
And we have plans to try and release something early-ish next year. We've not set a deadline yet because we've not really got in the studio yet because we've been touring so much. So the honest answer to that question is yes, we do plan on it, but we've not begun to do it yet.
Okay.
But we're in like a pattern now where we release stuff every 2 years or so, and we don't really see that changing. We just need to get in the studio and start working on some new stuff.
Okay.
And we're very lucky because we've got our own recording studio. We just need to schedule the time because the studio is actually available to other bands as well. Chris works in there, so Chris is always very busy, you know, with other bands. So when we have pockets of availability, we try and take up some time in there. So we just need to schedule something in for around. Well, I've got a US tour in May, so see what we can do in April, and then beyond that, we really need to get serious about it then.
Okay. So thank you very much for the time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
I guess you a good show tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. And see you after on the live.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Hey, this is the boys from Conan, and you're listening to United Rock Nations.